Speaking of throwing an entire economy into turmoil, what's going on in the UK these days, Steve? It just boggles the mind in terms of the trajectory from what the Brexit vote was in 2016, and then you think about how the country's gone in the last 5-6 years or so, and this latest sort of ripple with this mini budget being announced, and then sending a wave of panic through all of the UK markets, and obviously there's a ripple effect that then extends out from the country, and you just got to wonder like what's going on there, because it's rare that you get then like a centralized institution like the Bank of England actually stepping in and effectively rebuking the policy of the government with actions that they take, and then just about everyone lambasting them from pillar to post that this was the absolute wrong move to do. And it's hard to tell where, and to be clear, this is all a question of confidence, I guess, in the market. And regardless of whatever steps are taken, something has obviously gone wrong to shatter the confidence of what's going on in the UK economy and the market there. And it's just, I just find it amazing that, with a major advanced economy like that, that it's currently in the position that it's in, and it doesn't look like anyone's backing down from how it's going. It's a bizarre situation. I guess you wouldn't imagine that a country like the UK would be in a position like that.
Yeah, look, I don't know what any of us outside of the economic sphere or whatever it is can possibly make of this. We've gone from the GFC and then probably all the way to pre-COVID, the end of pre-COVID, where people were espousing modern monetary theory and governments can print as much money as they like and there will never be any consequences and it's all good and zero interest rates, etc., etc. To in the space of 18 months, everything now seems like it's gone back 30 years. I don't know, 40 years. There's obviously a lot of problems in the global economy, and that's probably because we don't have a global economy like we did pre-COVID anymore. Geopolitical situations, etc., etc. The way I view it is that if you were targeting global growth with the current geopolitical situations and emerging economies and debt and energy and whatever else you want to factor in, you can no longer continue to grow. So if paying off your debt was predicated on growth, maybe that's the problem.
Yep, absolutely. It's certainly, when I think the other thing is like how it impacts, even just people on the street. I'd be feeling sorry for people in, the English at the moment who are trying to understand what all this turmoil is about. And it kind of hits them at that local level. Like if banks don't start giving out loans or things like that, or start hiking up, mortgage rates significantly, as a response, what kind of domino effect ends up happening, and it's sort of like real world hurt in a way that is really hard to see when it plays out.
I think we're in for a very considerable rebalancing. I wouldn't even begin to predict what that means or what it looks like, but things are definitely changing economically, things are changing globally, and I think you factor all of these things in. We're going through a generational change as well, as we noted the other week with the Queen's passing. It's a lot for the world to digest, and I think that this is we're living through a time of turmoil, which probably, if you step backwards and look, into history, is probably a natural occurrence, but it doesn't make it any easier for those of us that have to live through it.